Okay, welcome everybody to seminar. This is for the sake of recording. My name is Eugene. So today's agenda is we will be covering Form 5 Chapter 1 and Form 5 Chapter 2.5, like the second half, right? 2.3. Yeah. We have done it in normal class. So for my students who attends online or physical class, we already finished chapter 2.5 and chapter 3 this week, right? So what is left is Form 5 chapter 1 and Form 5 chapter 2, the front part. Okay. Then towards the end, we also do like a experiment format. Yeah, so that's what's gonna happen in these 2 hours. Okay, so we are doing like a revision style. So I need to have you to have these two copy open up to the right page. So we're starting chapter 1 though, so you want to turn over to page number 3. And then this will be page number 1. So page number 3 for exercise, page number 1 for short notes. A lot of times, right? I said this a few times, but I think I want to mention it. A lot of times when we open up our book, we want to study, we sit there for 1 hour, 2 hour, memorize. But when we come to our exercise, it feels so different. It feels like you've never studied anything before. And you still have to open up your notes, whatever material you have, and to check your answers, like to find, like, what is this? What is this? So maybe you can try another method is to cut away the first part. You don't have to sit down and just study and memorize for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, or half a day. You should actually do exercise instead of just memorizing. So whenever you feel like you don't know where to start, don't know what to study, I suggest you go to exercise straight away. Then you will know what you want. Okay. Sometimes like you ask yourself, what do you want in future? What do you want to do? What you want to eat? What you want to actually don't ask. Just go for it, and what you will know whether you like it or not. Right? Just order. Then until you don't like it, then change. So we are going to use this method today. So we will do exercise and then we will learn from the exercise and from short notes. So for example, the first question is asking for like to classify them, right? As if like you didn't study anything, right? Then you just go to your short notes, look for the shapes, look for the picture, look for the names, then you categorize it. But I think first thing first, please make sure you know their names. So that's a very fundamental thing. So for example, I don't know what is the first picture. Okay, look for it. Wait, I think it looks like this, right? Okay, so then you are here. It is called the yeast. I mean, of course, everyone know lah. How can you not know this one? We've been learning yeast like what since primary school and lower secondary, and then form 4, form 5, right? This is yeast lah. Okay. Then the second picture, like, what is this? Looks like the slipper I wear. Slipper shape. Oh, this one is the paramecium, then and so on. This is the amoeba, and the last one is where you have your rotten bread, rotten food. That is your mucor. I see by doing exercise, you kind of learn also, like remembering the names also. So anyway, can we write down the names beside, just for the sake of knowing the spelling? So the first one is yeast. Okay, this is paramecium. This is amoeba. This is mucor. Okay. All right, then I'm pretty sure you know how to differentiate them into two groups, right? So who is under fungi? Then you have to look for it. Yeast and mucor. Oh, fungi, right? And then paramecium amoeba under protozoa. Okay, so you write down the alphabet, everybody. You write the PQRS into the boxes. Okay, can. Right. So very simple. We warm up with a very simple question. Of course, exam might not be this simple, right? But these are questions to help you to warm up the basics. Okay. I feel like very less likely question will ask this one because these are too easy. Because question want to ask like maybe others, like experiment. We'll get into it. Okay, line number 2, state the microorganisms that is used in baking. Okay, useful microorganism. I mean, who don't know, right? Okay, very basic, used for baking. Okay, so everyone knows that yeast are used for baking. Okay, easy. Okay, no problem. Okay, like Jong, question B. Diagram below shows the type of microorganism living in a bright aquatic environment. Do you know the name? Look for the shape. What is that called? Oh, this one? Yeah, it looks exactly, right? That is, what's the name? That is Chlamydomonas. And since we're here, right, the neighbor is called Spirogyra. So you must know the shapes and the names. Is that okay? See, accidentally, we kind of know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 already. Oh, okay. So anyway, it's called Chlamydomonas, but what is the classification? Chlamydomonas and Spirogyra under algae category. Algae category. Okay. What is the method of nutrition of this microorganism? Nutrition means like makan lah. Okay. So to summarize the method of makan, right? There's basically like actually four types of nutrition methods in microorganisms. So saprophytes means to decompose dead things. I think in chapter 2 we call it as decomposer, right? Parasites are the bad guys, the bad microorganisms that lives in your body and make you fall sick. That's called parasites. Okay. Right. Then we have also photosynthesis category. Photosynthesis means carry out a process of making their own food. Yeah, usually for green color microorganisms like algae. Okay. Some bacteria as well. Okay, then we have a special method from amoeba called phagocytosis. Okay, so what's phagocytosis? Phagocytosis is if there is like food molecules here, the amoeba will kind of use their hands, but it's actually called their pseudopodia. Pseudopodia, that's like their hands, to grab it and to bring it in and swallow it. So that's called phagocytosis. Yeah. This one, amoeba is a slightly special than the rest. This is only for amoeba. They swallow the food. So swallow, the better word for it here, it's called engulf. Okay, engulf. Okay, then total got 4 lah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mainly lah. So fungi has saprophytes and parasites. Algae are definitely photosynthesis. Then for euglena, photosynthesis. For Plasmodium, parasitic. Amoeba is phagocytosis. Then bacteria, some of them are chlorophyll, but also there is parasitic bacteria and saprophyte. Okay. Virus don't have to makan one. Virus don't need to makan, don't need to sleep, don't need to go for school, don't need to carry out life processes. The only thing that makes viruses sounds like a living thing is they reproduce in host, which is how you kena COVID-19, right? So COVID-19 virus goes into your body and they attack your cells and they kind of hack into your cells and make use of the DNA and the protein to help them make more viruses. So that's what they do for their life. That's it. They don't do other stuff. So these are some of the viruses name. Make sure you want to go through them also. Okay. That's to summarize how they makan. Okay. So like Jom, what is this? Chlamydomonas. Algae is under photosynthesis. Okay. But 2 marks. We have to explain why. Why you can photosynthesis. Just like plants, why do plants photosynthesis? Because plants contain, do you remember what's the name? The green color thing in plants. So make sure you have these 2 points. First is you say like, this microorganism carries out photosynthesis, 1 mark. Second mark, make sure you mention the chlorophyll, which is the green coloring that helps to absorb sunlight. Okay, chlorophyll. Like, okay, good. Okay lah, so quite easy lah. This first type of question is to warm up. So you see, after doing this question, right, then you're like, okay, my engine started a bit. Okay, I'm kind of in the zone now. So then you read whatever that is not mentioned yet. You know, like okay lah, I won't be reading everything for you lah. So the short notes purpose is to allow you to study everything in very short time, because I compress everything. Of course, the wordings are small, but also I try to put every important things together in one page. So just one page, you just probably need 10 minutes to read through all the details. Okay. And then maybe some extra stuff here to mention. Make sure you remember the definition of microorganism law. And normal flora. Normal flora means our body has a lot of good bacteria, like especially on our skin, on our mouth, on our ears. So these good bacteria are actually very important for our health, to help us in such. Okay, which you shall read it yourself. I'm just showing you where you want to look through. And also shapes of bacteria, by the way. Bacteria has 4 different shapes. You want to memorize. This one quite important. Shapes of bacteria. Okay. Okay, pretty much like that. Of course, you want to do the reading yourself. I guide you slightly. Okay, settle. Line number 2 for you lah. Never mind. Number 3 later. Never mind for you for number 4. Let's get to the factor that affects the growth of microorganism, which is the next page here. Although it looks like a very small column, but this is a very big topic, very important topic. Okay. I'm sure you recall experiments. We have like test tubes and testing different factors. Okay. So question 4, let's figure out the factor, then we will talk about it along the way. To study the effect of pH on the growth of bacteria. Okay, so a lot of times, right, you can get your manipulated and responding variable from the question statement itself. So whatever comes first, effect of pH. I think I should just highlight pH. Okay, pH, this is obviously your manipulated variable. This is your responding variable, right? Yeah, no problem. Okay, so once we got that, then also very importantly, the table also answer for you, right? Manipulated and responding variable. Okay, just to briefly explain how this works. Yeah, we have distilled water, we have alkaline, we have acid. So obviously pH value. So microorganisms that we use is called bacterial culture. Bacterial culture means like good bacteria, because we don't use normal bacteria like diseases, because the person who do it can kena the disease. So no lah, we use bacterial culture. Bacterial culture is like from yogurt, from cheese, from Vitagen, Yakult. Those are called bacterial culture, means good bacteria. And then we put nutrient broth. Nutrient broth means like nutritious solution. It's for the bacteria to makan and to party. Okay. So when you have food, you have bacteria and you have suitable condition, then they grow. So out of these 3, we can see that the pH 7, the lime water block, the nutrient broth becomes very cloudy. Yeah, cloudy means what? Cloudy means a lot of bacteria. They party, they like it. They party here. Okay, this one they don't really like it, but some people like it, so slightly cloudy. But this is like the best. Put your hands up. Everyone just have fun, okay? Good. Okay, you understand how it works, Like, this is your section A question, which is called experiment. So you see a lot of all this. I'm pretty sure you are still quite familiar, right? So Manipulated and responding and constant is always copy answer lor. Your answer is already here. Like manipulated, free answer, pH value. Okay, if we are responding since we're here, we write down also lah. Might not know, we can use it later. Responding variable is which one? This one maybe cloudiness of mixture, or you want to write this also can. But I prefer y'all to write the result of the experiment. So cloudiness of the mixture. So boom. There you go. Okay. Then constant variable must be things that are fixed. Remember, constant variable, your words must be like diameter of blah blah blah, length of blah blah blah, size of blah blah blah, a volume of blah blah blah, amount of blah blah blah. If the word does not start with measurable word, most of the time they are wrong. Like only exception for a few. For example, like this question, you can actually write type of bacterial culture. The one not measurable, type is not measurable. Type is just type A, type B, type C, right? I think this is one of the only experiment that accepts words that are not measurable, like type of bacteria. Okay, but the general rule is make sure it's measurable. So I go for like the solution, the volume, because they are liquid. So use the correct adjective. So volume or quantity. I wrote quantity. Like I said, this question is different a bit because it accepts type of bacterial culture. All right, there you go. Types of bacterial culture. Okay, good. Okay. Like B1 in a short while. Okay, jom. State the optimum pH value for the growth. So we already know which is the best pH value lah. So the best pH value already shown here. Remember, the more clouded, the cloudier it is, the better the growth. That they like it at pH 7. So the answer is pH 7. Okay. All right. Number 2, what inference? Okay, this one very common question. Inference basically means observation then reason. Observation plus reason. Okay, that means why you say that pH 7 is best, or like why is pH 7 so much of growth? So that's what you answer. Because usually we don't choose the not obvious one, nothing to explain also if you choose this one and this one. So we will choose the one that like has answer to it. Okay, so now you want to ask yourself the observation. Yeah, because this question does not have the observation question first. Usually, the first question will be observation, then the second question will be inference. But this question didn't straight away question give you inference, but you have to create your observation first. So your observation is this one. The pH 7 one very cloudy because so the first part was your observation. Then because what? Because they like it lah. They like pH 7 as that is the pH that they grow the fastest. We could use a word called rapid growth. Okay, So the formatting is like that, everybody. So like I show you. Okay, but I typed wrongly. Should be nutrient broth. Okay, so this is your observation. Then because, then baru the reason. Okay, you'll get it. So this is sort of like a formatting that you have to follow lah. You cannot straight away because one. Not acceptable, yeah. I mean, at least in SPM, it's not acceptable lah. So inference always start with your observation. Okay, all good. Okay, like C, shall we? From the result, state the, okay, this is also one of the questions that we all struggle a lot. Operational definition for the growth of bacteria. Okay, like the formatting a bit. Formatting is subject plus responding variable plus procedure. Something like that. Okay, subject, combine responding variable, combine procedure. So subject is the basically the last word that your question is asking for. Operational definition for blah blah blah. That's your subject. Responding variable. See, I told you it's better to have it. Sometimes like operational definition, you need responding variable, and procedure is like what you do lor. Is like usually you can look out from the picture and the statement, like maybe days are good, days are like a procedure good, like okay, that means I do this like after 2 days the ending. Yeah. So imagine this, you have to explain growth of bacteria to a 5-year-old kid. Like how am I supposed to explain to him what is growth of bacteria by not too complicated method? Like if you were to throw scientific theory, like okay, like I show you, growth of bacteria is where bacteria go through binary fission to turn into two daughter cells, and then that's too complicated for 5-year-old. You want to make it as simple as possible for a 5-year-old. For example, you should use things that the 5-year-old can see. So you want to say like, how am I explain to you? Okay, you see, bacteria grow, or no grow, you can see it from the mixture lor. If cloudy means got grow lor, no cloudy means no grow lor. So this is how like you sort of explain by using responding. So the 5-year-old kid can see it with his eyes. That is more convincing. Then you add on your procedure after 2 days, or when this is added, or when the metal is dropped, or when the experiment carried out under the sun. When that kind of thing, behind is always like you should try to look for it in the statement. Okay, so like I show you for these, maybe later if we see another question like that, you want to try on your own. Okay, so growth of bacteria, subject, is a process that causes nutrient broth to become cloudy in neutral condition. This is responding variable. After 2 days, procedure. Okay? Subject, responding variable, procedure. So much for only 1 mark, right? Okay lah, I know lah. It's just not worth it sometimes, huh? But I mean, I must let you know how to do lah. This one, maximum in SPM in your paper only maximum 2 question, 2 marks, yeah, or 1 mark even sometimes. So not a big deal lah. Like if you really struggle and you feel that you cannot do this, it's okay lah, right? But nonetheless, the method is this, like no problem, Okay, we can try another factor maybe. The next page. Okay, good, good. Okay, like jom, we try another question. Okay, so this is pH value factor. Okay, we try another factor. Like number 5. Bam. Okay, so usually the factor will be in the question itself. So you want to read through everybody, you want to read through the question, observe the picture a bit, and figure out which factor. Okay. Okay, good. So obviously we have humidity factor, right? So this is your manipulated variable. This is your responding variable, okay? And then this one has no table, right? So it's good to find out the manipulated and responding from the statement, from the question, the sentence above. So you see no table, straight away question already. Okay, so this is moist, means like wet or water. This is dry nutrient agar. Nutrient agar is jelly. Nutrient broth is like solution. So, but the same thing as nutrients, but they use it in different apparatus. This one used in petri dish. Nutrient broth. The previous question is now used in test tube. Okay. Then this one after 3 days got bacteria colony, bacterial colony like growing like mucor like that the patches of bacteria, and then this one nothing. Okay lah, so that's what the question says. So like observation. Okay, this one question you want to try on your own already. I guide you a bit. So state one observation. Observation means what you see. So basically we choose the one that has results. So you want to make use of the words here to form like say what you see that the moist nutrient or like the petri dish after 3 days got this one so that's what you see. You try first. Doesn't matter however your grammar sentences you try to explain, then later I show you my answer, then we do like some simple marking correction. Okay. Like I try don't wait for my answer. So I mean you have already committed your 2 hours here with me, so let's make use of it. So you try on your own, then we can check together. Okay, all good. Okay, so literally I use the words from here to form observation. Okay, so you can also say moist nutrient agar to replace petri dish A. You can also use petri dish A. You can also say moist nutrient agar. Okay, has bacterial colonies on its nutrient agar. Okay, something like that. If you use moist nutrient agar, then you don't use this one already. No? So you say moist nutrient agar has bacterial colonies on it after 3 days. Something like that. Doesn't matter. Just standard structure. Okay. So inference, you remember the formatting? Right? You all try first. Means you have to bring down your observation. Then you have to write the reason because blah blah blah. Can I? Because what? Because what? Remember, this is about humidity. Why the moist one then got bacteria one? So you have to think about it, right? You try first, then I show you. Why moist one can one? Because what? You remember learning the factor where microorganisms have to grow in like moist condition or humid condition, right? That means moisture or humidity is can help can grow Yeah, you think about it, then I'll show you. Make sure you try lah. Okay, shall we? Okay, boom. So I follow my observation. Maybe if your observation is different, right? You want to bring it down for your own types of answer. Okay, so prejudice A, blah, 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 here is my observation. So petri dish A has bacterial colonies on its neutronaga. Why? Because humid or moisture or moist condition supports the growth of bacillus. Okay, and that means they want to grow in like under moist like water. No water cannot. We understand that, right? All living things on earth requires water to grow and stay alive. So a bit like not worth it because very long, right? It's like that one the format you follow, then you'll be all right. If you straight away explain, right, no marks. But at least for SPM it's like that. Okay, some like because now it's school exam, so different school, different teacher, different method of marking. So hard to say also. Okay, but this is the official method. All right. Okay, like double check. Then we shall go to hypothesis. Okay, all good. Like Joma, next one. Hypothesis. Okay, so for this hypothesis, so usually hypothesis we do the right, the blah blah blah, the blah blah blah. But pretty much on this chapter one, Form 5 chapter one, you cannot use the one because usually when we use the where is when things are measurable. Like this one is not measurable. Got water, no water is not measurable. right? So since it's not measurable, we don't do the one. The is only for measurable, like when you feel or when you see that your table, the data, the numbers are measurable, then we will use the. So this one we will go straight to the point, which is to talk about the factor. Like we will say that okay, they microorganism likes pH value 7, like we go straight to the point. Okay. 好, so I also show you another way of writing, which is slightly different from the straight to the point. I go like this one. When humidity is low, means dry, growth of bacteria is slow. Or vice versa, when humidity is high, the growth of bacteria is fast. Okay. Or you also can do bacteria grows well in humid condition. This kind of answer also can, which is the usual answer lah, but I show you another way of writing like this one. Okay, good. Okay, like C is a free answer lah. We copy from above one, my free answer. Like I mentioned, humidity or moisture, that's what you're testing here, right? So humidity of nutrient agar or moisture of nutrient agar. Okay, good. Okay, diagram 1.3 shows the observation of Petri dish A when it's placed in a dark cupboard. That means this one. Okay, Petri dish A, we put it into the dark cupboard. Wow, lagi grow more lah, dark. Why suddenly change factor one? This is what factor? This is light intensity factor. Oh, okay, suddenly change factor. Okay, then what? Based on 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3, state one way to prevent growth. Okay, so you see, based on this experiment, we know moist will grow. We know dark will grow. How to stop them from growing? That means you should put them in dry place and in bright place. You know the opposite. So it's just like daily life though. You know that your food will spoil if you keep it in the dark or when there's moisture. So our food usually to dry them under the sun, like all the dry goods can keep for a very long time, right? We learned that in chapter 2 also. Like salted fish lah, shrimp lah, what else? Like coffee powder lah, all the dry ingredient lah. They are all in dry condition and they are all under the sun, which is opposite. So then that can help to keep the bacteria away. So this question is trying to like see if you understand the basic concept. Yeah. So state one way, opposite. Mixture is in dry condition and under the sunlight, don't want the dark. Okay. So this is what I write. I write place in hot, sunny, and dry area. Dry and light factor, humidity and light factor. You can go without the word hot though. You can put in sunny and dry area to fulfill this experiment, because we are testing on humidity, then now we're testing on light factor also. Okay, all good. Voila, this is the second one we did. Can So of course, I cannot finish every single part with you. So you want to also try to read out the other factors. And I have actually one more question for you to try, which is the first one. So this is light intensity factor. See, once you know how to you familiarize with the question, then very easy. Okay, I'll leave that to you. So we go to the next topic. All good. Okay, these are useful microorganisms lah here. This one not super important usually in like objectives, but it's good to read through each of them. I already categorize them for you nicely, so you just go through lah. Okay, then you can try the question. Okay, then the next part is about ecoenzyme. This one also very small part, not very important, but it's good to go through. Nowadays people talk about use lesser detergent because detergents are very chemical. Let's try to use natural enzymes to wash things because they are environmental friendly because detergent creates a lot of water pollution, right? You read through a bit lah, ecoenzyme cleaning. Use the fruits and vegetable waste to ferment and turn it into enzymes. Okay, aseptic technique. This one important also. Aseptic technique means you want to try to stop and prevent bacteria or pathogens. Okay, so basically there are sterilization, boiling, antiseptic, disinfectant, and ionizing. Okay lah, we try and then we see which what do we need later. 9, question 8, page 9, everybody. Okay, diagram 2.1 shows one method that a person needs to do to prevent COVID-19 disease infection. Name the substance contained in the hand washing liquid above. It's been some time. Last time COVID-19 was very bad. We always do this. At home you do, go where also you do this. Remember what is this called? So definitely from your syllabus one. Look up this part. So what do we like? Is that like soap washing? I think if it's like washing hand with soap, right? The picture will draw like with basin, washing bubble. But that thing, you can wash it without soap or water. Just rub on your hand, it dries up. So obvious. Got me this one. So you go by sterilization. No, nothing like it. Boiling, of course not. Antiseptic. Acryflavine, povidone, isopropyl alcohol, and proflavin. So remember, hand sanitizer, we use hand sanitizer. They are actually from alcohol. Okay, hand sanitizer from alcohol. So it's alcohol lah, or you can write isopropyl alcohol, but you can just write alcohol. Okay, in your opinion, how can a substance you mentioned A1 be able to prevent? How? Why alcohol can prevent one? Function. Why alcohol can prevent? Because alcohol is a type of antiseptic. Antiseptic can kill microorganisms, can kill COVID-19. Okay, so it's actually very from, like, it's from your textbook one. It's very doable that you can always find answers from my short notes. So make sure your answer always follow what textbook wants because my short notes follow what textbook wants exactly. So in other words, you can rely on my short notes. Okay, because textbook sometimes a bit difficult to read also because very like they put it in story or not sometimes. Okay, so make sure you mention that it is antiseptic. It is to kill microorganisms on your hands. Okay, because you touch here, touch there. That's how microorganisms transmit, no? Through contact also. Okay, good. Line B, give another material that can replace the one that you mentioned to sanitize hand. That means to clean your hands. What else you can use other than this one? Well, the rest is basically for wound, for your wounds. Like the iodine yellow liquid. So this one. But anyway, for cleaning hands, disinfectant no. ionization, no. You boil your hands, meh? Then down to sterilization. So which one for hands? So obvious, right? See, sometimes it's not you don't know. It's you did not spend effort or put effort into reading your basic knowledge. It's actually all your exam confirm will be within your syllabus one. It's not that you will see something that you did. Hey, this one I never. This is not under my syllabus. Never see before. Don't ever see before. It's, you will have to find some of the details in your syllabus. Soap, that will be soap for washing hands. Soap. Okay. So just like that, simple. Okay. Nothing else similarly to like washing hands for sanitizer. So soap. Okay. Okay, like C. What is this? This is a type of substance to kill or bleach. Is this material suitable for hand and explain? Okay, we don't need to find also, we know not suitable. Who wash hand with bleach one, huh? Uh, if you ever use bleach before, you know uh, corrosive bleach can be. So, but first thing first, we know cannot, but how to explain that? I have to find where is bleach. 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 Oh, disinfectant. Oh, not good for skin. Because this is for non-living things. See, answer is here. Or you want to do the opposite also can. Why not good? Is because bleach can actually damage your skin cells or your tissues, your body tissues. You can do that way, or rather I say you should follow what textbook gives you. So you should say, no, not suitable, first mark. Second mark, why not suitable? Because bleach is disinfectant. Disinfectant is for non-living things one. Not for your hand one. You get it? Okay, then you put the 2 points into your sentence, then it sounds like that. Okay, so not suitable. Why? It is disinfectant for non-living things. Completely from textbook. Okay, good. For D, right, I'm pretty sure you all can find out your answer. Please find the same category as above, as bleach, similar function. Look out for the bleach category column. Who else is in the same disinfectant category? I'll leave that to you. Okay, no problem. Okay, like 5 more seconds. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, good. Okay, like, ciao. D for you. You all got try. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about it. So I'm pretty sure you can find. Okay, let's get to question 10. Yeah, question 10. Okay, page 10, question 10. Okay, of course, you see, we only touch a few, so the rest you want to read through a bit long, or so like what is sterilization? Okay, boiling must be 100. What items can use boiling? Antiseptic, we did isopropyl alcohol, then you should go through the rest. Then now we know disinfectant is not for your body, it's for non-living things. Ionizing is for like hospitals usually, ultraviolet ray, X-ray, gamma ray. These are very strong rays that can kill microorganisms and viruses. So usually used in like operating theaters. See, by doing question, you kind of force yourself to read like the particular part. Okay, then at the end of the day, you then be like, okay, now I roughly go through already. I know what is it like. Then only you start memorizing. Then you fill up the blank, like whatever that is not read through just now. Then now is the time where you want to memorize. Like that, you will be more efficient, and also you'll be more confident on what you're reading. Okay. So that's how I suggest you should do revision. Okay, so next question. This is a antibiotic question. Antibiotic question is actually here. Okay, antibiotic, right? Just to remind you, antibiotic is only to use on to kill to kill bacteria. So like throughout the whole 3 years of COVID, you never heard of this word called antibiotic at all, because viruses cannot be killed by bacteria. COVID-19 is virus, ma. So we never heard of this antibiotic, but you heard a lot of vaccine, because that's how we solve problems with viruses. Okay, so we are trying to study the effect of different concentration of antibiotic on growth of bacteria. So accidentally, we have our manipulator, we have our responding. Okay, what do you mean by different concentrations? Antibiotic got weak, got strong one ma. Like you go to doctor see that you have like a bacteria infection, then doctor will give you antibiotic. Maybe doctor will start with the lousy one first, because takan straight away give you the strongest, not good for your body, right? So we start with the lousy one. Then slowly you proceed. If doctor say, hey, this one cannot, your infection cannot go away, just do the other type. We increase the level. That's called concentration, how strong the antibiotic is. Okay, so the petri dish, we will put bacteria on it. Yeah, good bacteria culture. These are all the bacteria. Okay, then we will place the antibiotic disc with high concentration here and low concentration here. Then we will see how big is the clear area produced. Clear area means how much bacteria they kill. Okay, so this is like a very big and muscular guy, okay, get to kill a lot of enemy around the circle, right? This one lousy, can only kill smaller circle. The meaning like that, okay? You understand? So obviously, strong antibiotic can kill more. Oh, yeah, this is all a very important experiment in chapter 1. Okay, observation. You wanna try again? Like the third experiment now. Like write what you see. You can do comparison for both, since one big, one small, right? So what I see is, the clear area produced by on the antibiotics of high concentration is what? Then the other side. Okay, we do comparison. You try first, later I show you. Okay, like that. Okay, good. Go try not. You don't wait for my answer. Yeah, because in exam, right, I'm not gonna be with you, right? So you have to try. Bam. You don't have to erase yours lah. You just have to do like correction and be check with the keywords. Yeah. So clear area around antibiotic these of high concentration is I literally just have to add this word larger than antibiotic of low concentration. Right? The clear area on the antibiotics with high concentration is larger. Or terbalik lah, smaller also can. Then terbalik your whole thing. Okay, then whing. You want to try? Clear area is larger because think about the reason why. What higher concentration than larger one? Higher concentration means like it is a stronger antibiotic, right? Means stronger antibiotic can what of bacteria can what more bigger circle ma. You kill more I give you the keyword already lah. Okay, like you 脏动干 and then make it into sentence kill more. But the formatting make sure you follow. Okay, like so just so you know lah, my chat box is completely blank lah. You all have no questions on me? Like do I teach so well or what? Have questions please ask then I can help you ma. Or you wanna like show me your sentence if it's acceptable or not? You can type in also. Okay, try Okay, boom, like check. So I do the same thing. Clear area around environment is larger, sorry, because higher concentration can kill more, destroy more means stronger antibiotic. You are able to clear like a bigger area. Okay, like kasih check dulu, then we move to the next question. Yeah, this one very simple. I'm pretty sure you can. Responding variable. Okay. Just now we kind of highlighted this one. You can do this, or actually more towards like the result of the experiment is this one, right? How big, how small the clear area. So there's two answers lah. Either you can write size of clear area, or you can write growth. But I suggest you do this because question says in this experiment, like the results above the picture that you're looking at. Is that okay? Okay, like based on the experiment, state the operational definition for antibiotic. Remember the format? Antibiotic is a subject, and then you explain based on your responding variable. And then you want to add on your procedure. Procedure. Actually, this one don't have procedure also. You try first. You try. Antibiotic is a substance that Then you want to use your responding variable. What's your responding variable? Here, here, here. You want to explain antibiotic to a 5-year-old kid. Better use what he can see. So no matter high concentration or low concentration, right, both antibiotic are able to make a clear area. It's just whether you kill more or you kill lesser, right? So antibiotic is something that can produce clear area. Okay, that's your responding variable. Around the antibiotic, this we could consider this as the procedure already. Okay, so this one is easy. Antibiotic is a substance that can produce clear area. No matter strong or weak, you are still doing your job. Okay, produce clear area, so responding variable. Okay, okay, next one, shall we? Oh, hi, Hui Ying. First one in the chat box. For responding variable, can I write growth of bacteria because the bacteria will be less when antibiotic. Okay, um, so usually in experiment, right, for the responding, we will write the result that is produced by the experiment. I know growth of bacteria is also responding, but the the uh the responding that is presented at the end of the experiment is actually something that is measurable also. So long story short, it's better to use the current experiment result than the overall official responding variable. Okay, because every experiment have different way of showing the results. So this answer can be a lot of experiment. Imagine all the 5 factors we did just now. The responding also growth of bacteria, growth of bacteria, growth of bacteria, right? But every of the experiment might be different, right? One will be like the colony, one might be the cloudiness. So those are more important answers to write. Okay, does that make sense to you? Okay, so I'm pretty sure E is also very simple. Okay, like you wanna look out for the picture though. Antibiotic can destroy by antibiotic must be bacteria. Can you look up to page 1 again, which is bacteria? Picture by picture, which one looks like bacteria? Okay, I'll leave it to you lah. It's very simple lah. How can you not know all? You can look up for it. Bacteria picture. Okay. I think we can get to chapter 2 liao lor. That's pretty much. But the last part is this one. Just memorize. Pneumonia is a bacteria disease or penicillin antibiotic, the name. This is a fungus problem, fungus skin infection, antifungal. Shingles, it's a virus infection, so it's antiviral. Just like that only, just memorize. Only 3 things. Okay, so we go for chapter 2 liao. Page number 4 for your short notes. Your exercise is 14 onwards. Okay, 14 onwards. Okay, good. I need to go to the toilet. So maybe let's take like 2 minutes break. I just need to go and pay for my water bill and I'll come back. Okay, so BRB 2 minutes, then we continue this one. Okay. Okay, like jom. Chapter 2, right? I did half in my normal class. So today we'll just do the front part, okay? So the first part here is about, like balanced diet, and then talk about calorific value, some calculation, very simple calculation, and then some health problems. And yeah, voila, that's the first part. Okay, so uh, maybe okay, now we should try question number one, very simple calculation. So every gram of bread, it gives you 10.2 kg. Every gram of orange juice, 2.5. Every gram of eggs, 9.5, right? Every gram. So question says Sarah took 300 of bread, 250 of egg, 100. Okay, let's just add up together, like very simple calculation. So like we'll do the adding ups. So like what total calorific value equals to, okay, we just add up everything now. So 300 gram times 10.2 kj. Okay, I just don't have to write the unit for now. Later I'll just do a conclusion of the unit, okay? Plus 250 times 2.5 plus 100 times 9.5. Okay. All right, simple calculation. So, why did I write 10.21? Sorry, 10.2. Did I do it wrongly? Yes, I did. So, okay. So I assume the sequence, but it's a 300 gram for bread, 250 for eggs, 100 for juice. Did you all copy exactly? If I say I'm just testing you all, then you all were angry, right? I'm just testing you all only. You all didn't focus the question. Your your copy don't use the brain and think what. No, I'm sorry, it was my fault. No, I didn't read question properly myself. So my bad. Not yet. Oh, very smart. Hui very smart. Okay. Okay, then I have to retype the whole thing. Sorry, my bad, everybody. What a demonstration. Bad example. Plus bracket 100 times 250 going to 250 times 9.5. Okay. So, like, anyone? Have you all gotten your answer? Me, 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 me. Like, 喂. Oh, Sungray is here. Whoa. Hi, Sungray. Can I have your answer? Hi, boss. Hi, boss. No, no, no. You, boss. You, boss. With my calculator, I go find. Seriously? Uh, seriously? Like, how many of y'all is the same? Wait, wait, wait. I calculator. Wait, wait. Y'all thought I will calculate, right? Oh, oh. Hi, Patricia Ashley. Um, okay, maybe we need confirmation. So 5685 ah. Oh, okay, okay. Five. So Sungray also okay. 5685. What we're looking for? We're looking for KJ. Kilojoule. Kilojoule. Okay. Can I? Very simple calculation No problem. Good, good. Okay. Everybody, next one. Mark on the class of food for egg. Yeah, I done kindergarten since what form one, form two, you all learn already. So eggs belongs to protein, no question, right? What is meant by calorific value of food? Okay, like this one can copy answer. Calorific value of food is the amount of energy that is released from the conversion of food. Okay, like everybody here for you. Like, Jom, that's your answer. Okay, definition, calorific value. So calorific value means how much the food releases energy when it's being burned. Whatever food you makan to your body actually burns it, and then it releases energy for your cells to use. So that's the meaning of that. So every food we could give it like a number, like a calorific value, amount of energy that is released. Yeah. Okay, so your copy exactly that one. Okay, like question donkey. Explain how the total calorie intake of individual is influenced by the presence of fast food restaurant which operate 24 hours a day. So you'll be thinking like, wait, why such question? Because this is actually from your syllabus. Huh, you think what? It's here. So that fast food. Uh, and 24 hours. The problem is not healthy. They don't, because like for example, you eat what? Maggie mee goreng. How is that healthy? You tell me, other than the vegetables. It's just not healthy. And then because it is 24 hours, it is available at any time, right? You might have problem with sleeping because that we often, I'm not sure, but when you're at the age of like 18, 19, you get to hang out late or no more curfews. And then you eat very late. You yum cha, okay? You bersantai, then uh you don't get to sleep early, then you have a very full stomach before you sleep. Uh, so fast food does not have a balanced nutrition because like for example McDonald's and all that, okay? So 24 hours operation time may lead to improper meal times, like you might take dinner at like 10 because you know the shop is open, right? Then these are the problems. But by the way, it's part of your syllabus, your textbook actually talks about it. Okay? Right. Okay, like question E. Sarah suffered from disease called diabetes mellitus. State the cause and effect. Cause and effect. Cause and effect. This one also can copy answer. Cause and effect. Here, health problems. Cause and effect. What is the cause? Oh, too much sugar in long period of time. Actually, you copy the whole thing also can. Then effect is maybe you pick any two or three. So I wrote everything. So 2 marks. See, it's very doable one, everybody. It's very doable. Like, it's not difficult one. You just have to really force yourself to sit down at least for like 1 hour to do the questions and to study and to do the question at the same time and then find the answers from my short notes. Okay, like jom, we go for the plants lah. Plants question. The nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium deficiency. Okay. Okay, like moving in 5 seconds. Okay, Joma. So basically from here lah. Okay, so what's the next thing? 2.2 law, 2.2 quite annoying also, right? The $1,000,000 question is, do I need to memorize all the okay, if you ask me lah, I say aga lah, because it's too many function. Like, how am I supposed to memorize? Then the chances of asking also very low. So what I would suggest is macronutrient. You go for the first three, which is the most important one, which is the experiment: nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Micro, you just pick any at least two, because usually question asks examples, right? It will not be more than two. So don't hassle lah, just don't have to ask one or two. Then try to memorize like maybe boron or like iron, simple ones. Okay. So the function, go for the first three, and then here you choose whichever you memorize. Okay. Okay. So then for this one, the most important thing is the leaves. Have to memorize the color a bit. I suggest of all you memorize this column if you think the rest is too much. Why? Because in this section, this subtopic is in experiment form, this one. Because in experiment, right, usually what you can see with your eyes are the leaves. So you remember the color. The stem, the flower, not yet lah, where got flower, still so young, right? It's just a seedling. Still so young, a baby plant. Yeah. So long story short, without nitrogen, yellow color, just memorize. Without nitrogen, the leaf turns yellow color. Without phosphorus deficiency, it becomes bluish green or purplish. With potassium deficiency, brown spot and dead tissues at the edge of the leaf. This one. Yeah, like jom, boom. This one, 17. Question 5, page 17. Okay. Okay, so see, very standard one. NOx culture solution without phosphorus, without nitrogen. See, okay. Usually got 4, so they just want to ask 3 of them. There's one more is potassium, remember? Without phosphorus, without nitrogen, without potassium. Okay, so remember NOx solution is a solution that gives you everything, complete culture solution. Another word for it. Yeah, which represents this one, healthy all the way. Complete culture solution. It's a scientist name, that's why it's called NOPS. He invented as well, NOPS solution. But complete culture solution. Okay. All right. So you have to write down the observation. Yours is already normal growth. So you have to write down K and L. See, this is when the color comes in. You have to remember the leaves. Do you remember what's the color of the leaves without phosphorus? So you want to check your short notes also. The leaves turns, blah, blah, blah. What color? And then without nitrogen, the leaf turns. So here. Okay, so literally we will just combine it and put it into the box. Like leaf turns purplish and bluish green. Then the other one, leaf turns yellowish. Okay, good. Okay, responding variable, free from experiment, right? We are trying to look out for like different types of nutrients on what? On the, we cannot write observation, right? So it must be changing it to like what, whether grow or no grow or healthy, not healthy. So that will be the growth of the seedling, right? Growth of seedling. Okay, manipulated will be different types of solution. No? So we are using without phosphorus, without nitrogen. So that's called types of culture solution. Okay. Okay. C, state the function of boiling tube. J, missing out. Yeah, everybody missing out. J, like what is this here for? Like, wait, you get everything you want, you happy, you good life. Why are you here? Then why is this here? I'm here to show you how bad your life is. I'm here to show you how good my life is, but also to let you know how bad your life is. So, in experiment, there's always this thing there, seems useless, that is to actually to do comparison, to show you the difference between what is having this and not having this. So we call that as a control, it's a term for it. So you have to remember it's called control. Okay, control. Control means like it's there to control the experiment, it's there to be fair and show you the differences. Okay. Okay, so why are the boiling tubes covered with black paper? Okay, this one also from your textbook, by the way. They cover with black paper. So you don't want sunlight to go in because when sunlight enters the test tube, right, it will encourage the growth of algae. So when algae grow, algae will kind of fight nutrients with the roots. That affects your result. So I don't want other things to kacau my experiment. So that's why we will cover with black paper. Okay. Okay, last one. Conclusion. So what do we learn from this experiment? So this experiment tells us that if you don't have anything, also not happy, cannot. Without phosphorus, cannot. Without nitrogen, cannot. This is the result, right? So this proves to you that if you want to be healthy, you must have everything. So this proves to you that plant needs the three macro. That's why I say you better memorize the three macronutrient. Needs nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium for healthy growth. Okay. Okay, with you. That's the first half of chapter 2. I mean, there's another half we did, which is the cycle, especially my students, if you're in normal class, you all know. But don't worry for maybe students who are new today to me, to you. I will have answers for you in the GC, I mean, not GC, sorry, the website, TDC seminar website. So then you all can also refer and try to do, okay, the second half. Yeah, and those that I missed out. Okay, so now, I want you to turn this set all the way to 26. I'm gonna help you on your section C experiment format with the same question we did just now. It's about the plants. I know there's other experiments to do, right? Like chapter 1, you have the 5 factors, you have the antibiotic. Chapter 3, you have the methylene blue solution, the BOD, the how polluted the river is, you know. I'm thinking the chapter 1, I had some examples in my YouTube already, so I think you could actually watch my YouTube to catch up with that. So this question I've never done any of it in my YouTube, so I think maybe I do this with you lor. Okay, so as an example so you turn to 26. Then for other examples, you can go to my YouTube for those who don't know, okay? Advertisement side. No lah, just that I put videos there for people to refer next time. So you can go YouTube search my name, and then you should be able to find like chapter 1. Maybe I just look for it for you. Okay, give me a moment. While I look for it, everybody, I need your test pad. Can you all get your test pad at home? Do you have like a test pad? I will write it into test pad, okay? You will write it into test pad. I'll show you, I'll type it into my computer. Okay, prepare your test pad, everybody. I just need one paper. I do one experiment with you. Oh, got it here. This is this the one? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so okay. Sent it to your chat already lah. You can check on that. Okay, you'll get your test pad Yes, test pad with many D's. Why are we? I will share my Microsoft Word. Okay. Okay, good. Shall we? Everybody, get your test pad ready. So, it's just a universal format to be used lah. So, any experiment can use this method. Okay. So your question is at 26. This one is the sort of the same question as we did just now about the three macronutrients. Okay. So let's do it. Okay. What? Now, a businessman has collection of orchids in his garden because he is an orchid enthusiast. Recently, he noticed that two of his orchid plant, which is P and Q, show different growth rate. You can see Q is small. Okay. When he asked his gardener, the gardener explained orchid Q has been sprayed with fertilizer solution without phosphorus. Q, this one, spray without phosphorus. Then P sprayed with complete nutrient fertilizer. Diagram below shows the condition of both orchid plants P and Q. This situation shows the nutrient. Okay. This situation shows that nutrients are required in the growth of plants. Yeah, of course. Every living thing needs nutrients, right? Okay, so then this is the set of experiment. The experiment will ask you things like that. Okay, now A and B, right? A and B, everybody, you will need to answer based on the statement. Not to say you need to lah. You can actually memorize your textbook answer on, but I mean, come on, there's so many experiments at the end of the day, like when you're SPM, there's so many experiments. How am I supposed to memorize all of them? So better not. We use like a method that can use the universal method that can be used in any experiment, which is to answer based on the statement. Okay, I want to have a first one called the problem statement. So you go to your paper, everyone. So you all should write A already, right? Problem statement. Okay, problem statement. Now, when I say problem statement means it has to be like a question. You have to ask a question, then a question mark. By asking a question, your sentence always start with like does, blah, 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 is, blah, 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 will, blah, 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 how, blah, 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 that kind of word. Okay, so how do I use answer from here and now? First of all, I need to find out like my main point here is plant Q spray without phosphorus. Plant P spray with complete new fertilizer. So see, my manipulated here that I'm testing will be type of solution, right? Okay, so from here I can kind of get my variables already. So to make things clear, I better do this for you. Okay, so we write down aside just to remind myself that my manipulated variables are type of fertilizer slash culture solution. Because later in experiment, because this is not experiment yet, this is like a story, right? Later we will have to use the culture solution. Okay. Okay. So my responding variable. Yeah. So my responding variable will be the growth, right? Happy or not happy, grow until happy or not. So growth of plants, or later we are actually using seedlings. Okay, seedlings. Okay, so once I've gotten my manipulated and responding right, I'm pretty much set of the whole frame already lah, because these are the two important things you want. Okay, okay. So bring it over. I just want to put it here to remind myself. Okay, so I want to ask a question here now. We are testing whether having phosphorus or not that is important. So we want to like, really meh? No phosphorus? Then cannot one meh? Because the question is saying that I give you complete and I give you without phosphorus. Then that's a different growth rate already. CQ is so much more smaller. So I want to create a question, right? So I want to maybe use like does does fertilizer does using maybe it's very spontaneous. Okay, so you have to be ready to change according to the statement above. So does using fertilizer without phosphorus will affect the growth of plants, or will affect the growth rate of plants? I think no need the word will, right? Does using fertilizers without phosphorus affects the growth rate of plant? Yeah. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Okay, so I'm using the story above. Okay, B will be hypotheses. Okay. Good. Okay, so how do we do hypothesis? Literally copy, paste, throw away the first word, change question mark to full stop. Okay, can? I mean, Generally lah, something like that lah. So different experiment might be different a bit sentence, but the idea is copy, paste, then throw away the first word and make it into a statement lah. So then I will say, using fertilizer without phosphorus affects the growth rate of plant. Like I'm sure. Okay, get it? So that's how you do the first two. So A and B is like that lah. A and B is where you have to answer according to the statement, because when it comes to C, then it will be a different different experiment already. We have to use what is given here. See, complete culture solution, maize, black paper, apparatus are back to reality. C is more like back to reality. Okay, so like we move on to C, shall we? So C1, aim of experiment. Okay, the idea is always this one, to study, to study blah blah blah, to study the relationship or the effect. Okay, you have to decide which is better lah. You want to study the relationship between the type of the culture solution and the seedling, the growth of seedling, growth of plant. I think effect sounds good. Effect sounds better. To study the effect of different culture solution on growth rate. But again, this topic, right, is specifically testing without phosphorus. So I would not use this. I would be more specific on this. So to study the effect of phosphorus deficiency on the growth of plants. Yeah, to study effect of phosphorus deficiency. That is your manipulated variable already. Okay, on the growth of plants. Responding. Bam, that's the formatting. Make sure your aim has manipulated and responding. Okay, good. Okay, so jom. C2 variables. You have to list down all the variables. So you have 3 variables. Manipulated variable, responding variable, which we accidentally got the answer already. Constant variable. Okay, so manipulated. We're just really gonna copy, paste. I think this I'm gonna use type of culture solution. Okay, type of culture solution, and then because we are in the experiment now. That's why I want to write exactly what the experiment does. Type of culture solution and growth of seedling, responding variable. Okay. Constant, what must be fixed and fair? Remember measurable things like we're using different solution, right? But we make sure we have the same amount of like volume of solution. Okay, so volume of culture solution, or actually this question, this topic, you're allowed to write non-measurable, which is type of plant, type of seedling. Make sure I use the same seedling. Make sure it's the same plant though. Like if it's maize, then I use maize. Jagung means jagung. I use durian means durian. Rambutan means rambutan. You get it? Type of seed. This one. Okay, then I would say this is the second experiment that is allowed. Just now, the first one was from chapter 1, remember? The growth of microorganisms, the effect that affects the growth, the factor that affects the growth. So, good, no problem. Okay, then we are done for number 2, right? Variables. Okay, like number 3, procedure and method. 3, procedure. Okay. So procedure have to draw lor. This is the headache part lah. You have to draw and you have to label and you have to write down the steps also. So, well, of course, for the time being, you don't have to. You don't have to draw first. I just show you roughly. Later, you can do a print screen or a screenshot. Okay. The drawing is something like that. Okay, so you need to draw 2 test tubes. All right, then with labeling, why so blur now? Wait, let me get a. I think it's the original pixel. Yeah. Okay, right. So you have to draw. So now you have to sort of go through the pictures. You know where do you all get this? You all go to your Amali book. There's this, you have science like workbook, right? Go to the experiment that you all fill up the answers. You look out for the picture. Yeah. Okay, so procedure, right? So I think the drawing there, then you all can drawing and this procedure you all can leave like a space for later. Okay, I just roughly show you here. Okay, so I always use this method lah, which is probably you heard of. Okay, so it's called the AMOR. Just the short form for every first one. Okay, this is the usual method I use, a universal method. Okay, so of course, today we're not gonna write down every single little detail like the steps because you're not at the real experiment itself, right? So we have to write certain important things at least to score marks. You don't have to write as detailed as your textbook. If you open up textbook, you'll be shocked that the textbook actually talk about every single little detail. But these are the things that you want to hit lah. So the first one is like fixed sentence that you always have to write, such as the apparatus setup is shown as setup shown as the diagram above. Okay. All right, there you go. So the first A stands for apparatus. Okay. Yeah. The first one I always just memorize. Universal. So number 2, you want to talk about your manipulated variable, which is your type of solution. So you want, okay, you see, like very spontaneous. I didn't memorize anything from textbook. But how can I talk about my manipulated? How can I relate to this thing? So I was like, oh, I add the complete culture solution into test tube A. And I add the culture solution without phosphorus into test tube B, like that. As long as you mention, right, should be able to score marks. But I'm not going to do the detail now. I just guide you through like what you should have. Okay. So then number 3 stands for O for observation. Okay, observation. That means you want to write down your result. Okay, so like for example, the after a week, the growth of the plant is observed, something like that. Okay, or the color of the leaves are observed. Okay, then number 4 stands for R for repeat. Okay, this experiment no repeat. This experiment no repeat because both experiment do together. Sometimes you do one, you have to wait for the another one, right? Then that one you can use number 4. This one no repeat. Okay. And number 5 stands for tabulation. Tabulation or tabulated. So this is what I'm going to do. Number 5 is always fixed also. The results are observed and tabulated as the table below. This is like number 1 and number 5 is fixed one. Number 1 and 5 is fixed. So memorize number 1 and 5. Okay, these are all the wordings. Okay, yeah. So this is where you get marks. 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. 3 marks, and then drawing 1 mark. 1 mark. So 4 marks in this part. 4 marks for procedure. 4 marks. You get half is good enough. Like you get 2 is good enough. 3 is good enough. 4 is excellent. Okay, so so you want to I'm not sure if you're writing this down, but or else you can do a print screen. Then this part you skip maybe like 10 lines, 8 lines, 7 lines. Okay, yeah. So then the last one is tabulation of data. Okay, so tabulation data means you draw table. So draw table, you have to think of how to present your table. So your marks actually doesn't come from the answer, the result. You actually keep it blank, but your marks comes from whether do you know how to present your manipulator and response. So your manipulator is what type of culture solution. Then we have what? 2 types. Complete culture solution. And then you have culture solution without phosphorus. Then this is growth of seedling. Okay, so you leave it blank, no answer because you have not really carried out the experiment in your exam, right? So leave it blank, no answer. So your mark comes from here. Teacher want to see like, oh, you know the left side is manipulated, the right side is responding. That's what is giving you the 1 mark. You understand? Yeah. So overall, do you see how important is your manipulator and responding? That's why at the very beginning, I would want to find out my manipulator and responding first. See, the whole experiment is just full of the yellow. Yeah, this one. Get it? So once you've got this, your frame of the experiment is pretty much fixed, and you're more confident. So you just have to make sure this is correct. How do we find this? Usually you can do it in a statement. You can kind of look out for which is changing and what is the result that you want to find. Okay, you all understand? Okay, no problem. So to get you a better look of the whole thing. So above you all do already one, so maybe you just want to take picture or snapshot, screenshot the this one, the procedure. Okay, good. So while you're doing that, okay, you're wondering like, hey, where can I get all the answers of seminar? So I straight away give you the link. Actually in the TTC website, you all can go ahead and download. But I send you all the link, like everybody in your chat box. That's where you can find all the answers. But my one not upload yet. I'll upload soon. Let me arrange a bit, get things done. Then I'll upload to you to the website. Okay, good. Well, I hope I sort of help you in doing some revision and getting things ticked off. Okay, that's it for today. We are done. You survived 2 hours. I'll see you guys maybe someday, and for my own students, I'll see you guys in a normal class the next week. Okay, Good job, everybody. Peace. Goodbye, everybody. Bye. See you. You're welcome. You are welcome.